Okay, let me hit you with a wild fact. Can you believe that a normal college kid, Ken Kaneki, goes from being a basic bookworm with a crush to a full-on half-ghoul who has to eat human flesh to survive? Yeah, you read that right. A book nerd goes from sitting in cafes sipping lattes to hunting down people like it's just part of his daily routine. How? Because he gets half-eaten by a ghoul in a freak accident. It's not a superhero origin story. It's a nightmare that you can't wake up from. So, the story kicks off with this seemingly innocent date between Ken and Rise, a girl who's looking all cute and sweet. Except, plot twist, she's a ghoul. Surprise! Ghouls are not the cuddly creatures you read about in fairy tales. They eat humans like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Imagine this. You're sitting there trying to impress her, and the next thing you know, she's about to eat your face off. But instead of her getting the full meal, she ends up being crushed under a giant steel beam. I know, what a disaster. So instead of getting devoured, Ken gets partially devoured and ends up with her ghoul organs transplanted into his body. Classic mix-up, right? Now, let's talk about what happens when Ken wakes up. He finds out that he's now half human, half ghoul. So now he has to survive by eating human flesh. Yeah, this dude's basically on a never-ending hunt for some snack that doesn't involve getting torn apart by other ghouls. Can you imagine waking up to discover your entire world has turned upside down? He can't even look at food the same way anymore, let alone face people without a set of psychotic urges. So, we follow Ken through a ghoul-filled nightmare where he's trying to hold on to what's left of his humanity. He's getting pulled into these secret societies, going to war with other ghouls, and barely keeping his head on his shoulders. By the way, the world of Tokyo is seriously messed up. Like, you think you're just living your regular life, and then bam, people are eating other people. There's underground organizations, and the government's running around like the ghoul police. So yeah, totally normal, right? Now let's talk about the real mystery here. Can you trust anyone in this world? Seriously, in Tokyo Ghoul, no one's who they say they are. The good guys aren't exactly good. The bad guys aren't really bad, and everyone's just morally gray. There's a whole bunch of ghouls that actually try to blend in with society. Yeah, because being a half-monster is the new black in Tokyo. So we've got this constant who's lying vibe throughout the show. But hold up, let's get into the real game changer here. Ken's struggle. This kid is constantly on the edge of losing his sanity. One minute, he's trying to hold on to his humanity. The next, he's facing insane ghouls who want to rip him apart or use him as a weapon. There's a part of him that wants to just be normal, but every time he takes a step, it's like his ghoul side takes over more. If that's not a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is. And then there's Toka Kirishima. If Ken's the guy in trouble, she's the ghoul girl with a dark, tragic backstory of her own. She's a total badass, but also seriously emotionally torn. Ghouls don't have a lot of room for emotional comfort, so they end up fighting and eating people. And you can't blame them. It's a dog-eat-dog world, or should I say, a ghoul-eat-human world? And don't even get me started on the ghoul hunters. These guys are like the special forces of the ghoul hunting world, and they've got fancy equipment that can make you wish you never signed up for this fight. These guys are ruthless and have one goal: exterminate every ghoul they can find. So, of course, Ken ends up in the middle of this war zone where everyone's trying to kill him, but also, he's trying to kill them because survival. But here's the real kicker. Does Ken even want to survive? Like, does he actually want to live in a world where he's a monster? Or is he just trying to stay alive to find a way out of this nightmare? Honestly, that's the question that keeps you on the edge of your seat. And you'll be begging for answers by the end. The entire story is about identity, humanity, and what it means to lose both. The lines between human and monster blur so fast, it'll make your head spin. And by the time you finish this anime, you'll be asking yourself, what would you do if you were Ken? Would you try to live as a human or embrace the ghoul side? Would you risk everything for the people you care about? Would you just flip the bird to the world and become the ultimate ghoul king? One thing's for sure. Tokyo Ghoul is an anime that'll make you question your morality. It's gory, it's intense, and it's got one hell of a plot. There's nothing more satisfying than watching Ken go from a scared little guy to a full-on half-ghoul wrecking machine who's trying to find his own path in this messed-up world. If you like insane action, crazy characters, and a story that doesn't pull any punches when it comes to violence, Tokyo Ghoul is the show for you. Just don't come expecting sunshine and rainbows. It's about to get dark real fast.